How are you doing?
Getting through it.
Getting through. Yeah, that's what we're all doing.
I read about you in Sydney the other time.
I was in Sydney. No. A valve. It's called a mitral valve burst. And I didn't feel anything when it happened, but all of a sudden I couldn't breathe.
Was that your lungs filling up?
Lungs was filling up with fluid, with blood. And when they took me to the hospital right away, one devotee. And when I got there, within 5 minutes, I blacked out for 4 days. 4 days I have no recollection. And it's in Sydney, in downtown. I can't remember the name.
Well, there's one just around the corner from King's Cross.
Mm-hmm.
St. Vincent's. Anyway.
Yeah,
Wherever it was.
I wasn't in good can't remember everything. But I stayed in the hospital for 9 weeks.
9 weeks. Just in the bed.
In bed. It took them 5 weeks to figure out what was the problem. And then they had to cut me open and replace the valve. 1 minute. They cut me open and replaced the valve from a cow. So I am part cow now. But my son and his wife, they were there the whole time. And 1 or 2 devotees would come and visit me. Most of the time they had a hose, like a garden hose, going down my mouth, my throat.
Feeding?
No, I don't know why, but I couldn't talk or I couldn't eat. So they just liquid, in my vein. They would only take that out for a few minutes and then put it back in. It was the most uncomfortable thing. Most uncomfortable thing. Uncomfortable. Imagine having a hose down your mouth and you can't talk, and people are talking to you and you can't respond. That was hellish. But after all was said and done, put me back together, and amazing what they can do. Then I went to America and stayed at my son. He insisted I come there and recuperate and don't go anywhere, don't do anything. For 1 year. I followed it, and I gradually built back my strength. Because when I came out of the hospital, I was very thin and weak. I couldn't walk half a block. I'd have to sit down. I'd never experienced anything like that because I lost a lot of blood. Until they found out what was wrong, they had to have a constant thing draining my lungs. They punctured and put little hoses in and draining it because it was just coming in. I'm surprised it took them so long to figure out where it's coming from. So, by Krishna's grace and the prayers of all the devotees, I bounced back. Especially in Jadumna Maharaj, he came to see me after I had the operation. And he had started a fund. And in 1 month they raised all the money to pay the bills, because it was a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was amazing.
I remember when my daughter went around, she was only 3, and she got pneumonia. And she was in Shane's Hospital in Namahatta in Gainesville. And 9 days or 10 days. We got her there just in time. So for nearly 10 days she was in the ICU.
I see. Yeah, that's where I was in ICU.
And then she was okay. So they said, we're fit to travel. The same weekend we flew to India. We're going to come and live here in Prabhu. And later on, we got a bill. Right? And they went to Aladdin and then sent on
To India.
$22,000 in the early days. I showed it to a doctor in Canada. In the meantime, I Australia got pneumonia like that. So
Wow.
we had her in the hospital again in Calcutta.
Uh-huh.
And the doctor that was treating her there, I was showing the bill from Shams.
Yeah. My bill was over 100,000. And
Australian.
I think it was Australian, but it was like 150,000, somewhere around there. And Yadunna Maharaj raised all that in a month with this GoFundMe thing. Money was coming in from all around the world. People were, and